Welcome back, everybody. IGN Live from Gamescom 2018. It's time to check in with Kingdom Hearts 3. Sunil is the community manager on the game, and I think we're going to take a look at the Toy Story level. Is
We
that
are
right?
indeed, yes, indeed. Yeah, so the cutscene's just playing now, and what's effectively happened is some of the toys and Andy himself have gone missing, and the army men in the Toy Story world are going to explain to their characters that they need to go and find them, basically.
I see.
And
Okay.
they've gone missing.
So, like, about where in the game is this? Is
This
this
is
like early
basically-
in the game?
So the Toy Story level is one of the main levels you'll play throughout the game, and this is just the beginning section of that world, effectively.
Okay, gotcha. So obviously people are really excited about this one, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yes,
This has
yeah.
been a little
Myself
bit,
included.
Yeah, yourself included. This one has been a long time coming. Finally coming on January 29th.
That's right. And
next
it's
year.
coming to Xbox One and PlayStation
Yeah.
4, and it's actually the first time that Kingdom Hearts will be on Xbox.
Right.
We're very excited to be bringing it to Xbox.
Yeah, I'm sure that's very exciting for Xbox gamers. Are they going to have any trouble jumping into this game?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I think I've spoken to so many fans, Kingdom Hearts fans who are hardcore fans who absolutely love the series, and many of them started on many different Kingdom Hearts titles. Not everyone has started from the first one, and actually we found that every Kingdom Hearts game can be a jumping in point for anyone. And so I'd say to anyone who's potentially worried about that, please just play the game, get into it, and I think you'll find a lot that you'll love about it.
I see. That's good to know. So does this world have its own title screen here? Is that kind
This
of
is
what
the
we're
title
seeing?
screen, this is the
Splash
world screen, yeah, the toy box, and
Okay.
I think we're just going to skip the rest of the cutscene so we can go
Sure.
straight into combat and show you guys some of the exciting stuff in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Sure. So in this Toy Story world, you mentioned Andy's gone missing and some of the toys have gone missing.
Yes, that's right.
That's sort of the setup for this world. But what's sort of like the overall premise of the game, the story?
Kingdom Hearts in general has always been a story about light against darkness, and it tells the story of a young boy. You see here Sora,
Yeah.
and his journey through each and every Disney world. In the sort of, we've seen many Disney worlds throughout, and coming to Kingdom Hearts 3 for the first time is Pixar worlds. So obviously we've got Toy Story here. There's also Monsters Inc. But as I said before, there are classic Disney worlds that he's going to revisit, places like the Hercules world and Pirates of the Caribbean as well.
Very cool. All right, so we're seeing some combat here, right?
We're seeing some combat. So one of the new things to Kingdom Hearts 3 is the Keyblade transformation. So the Keyblade is Sora's default weapon, and it has been throughout the series. But now he's able to transform it, and you can see here into the Hyper Hammer. And he's just finished everyone off.
Oh, nice. Very useful. Are there any changes to the combat system? in Kingdom Hearts
Yes,
2?
there are many. So one thing that we could have touched on that we didn't was the attraction system. So these are based on classic amusement park rides. I'm sure we'll see some later, but you get ones like the pirate ship from you recognize the sort of rocking boat that you get in
Right.
amusement parks. And you can see here the Mad Teacups as well. And he's just going to just rolling around basically on the floor there.
How are those activated?
So those basically, they come about through combat, and in fact, every so often are Heartless, so the enemies, the names are Heartless. Eventually, when you hit a few of them, you'll get a special symbol over them that appears, and once you hit that symbol, you then have the option to activate one of these amusements.
I see. It's cool that so many of the objects in the environment you can interact with. Like he was just
Yes.
rolling around on the
Well,
ball.
this is another thing, and Ian's doing a very good job of showing this off.
Yeah.
It's the verticality in each level in Kingdom Hearts, and it's something that's brand new for Kingdom Hearts 3, and the worlds are much taller than they used to be. And you can see here, you can run right up Andy's room. There's a treasure chest there I think we're going to open up and have a look at. We'll see what it is. It's a potion, obviously.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's very useful.
Yes, yeah, indeed. And you can see you're just able to jump through worlds, and it's very seamless as well. You can see you can jump right through the window here, and it's not like there's a loading screen or anything like that. Just float right out, and there you go. And Sora's going to float down and start attacking these guys as well.
So yeah, in the combat system here, there's no transition into the combat
very
scene. It's
quick,
all
yeah, exactly,
happening.
very seamless indeed. And one of the other things I touched on Keyblades earlier. You can see here now that we've switched Keyblades on the fly, so it's brand new for Kingdom Hearts. So you can see here that one of the transformations is taking place, and that's the Monsters Inc. Keyblade, and that's switching into Agile Claws. And so the more you attack enemies, you can see there's a little arrow at the bottom left there. That starts to build up. Once you've got 3 arrows, as you do that, you can then switch it.
Gotcha.
And this is now the Tangled Keyblade. And there's a transformation for you. So it transforms into the Mirage stuff.
Do you have a ballpark figure for how many transformations there are for the Keyblade?
I've seen at least 2 per Keyblade so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. So Sora's main companions, is it true? His main companions are Donald and Goofy?
Donald and Goofy, who I'm
Okay.
sure many people will recognize.
Right, of
But
course.
also you can see here that in the Toy Story level, Buzz and Woody are along for the ride as well.
Right.
And as you go through the different worlds, you'll meet different Disney friends, and they'll join you for the adventure.
Yeah, is it based on based on the world that you're in right now, different characters will
That's
join
right,
you?
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Well, Sora will make friends with everyone as he gets through the worlds, and like I said, he met Buzz and Woody already, and in
see.
different worlds you'll meet different characters as well. There's also a link system in the game that allows you to summon, well, to effectively summon different Disney characters into your world, and you can see here that we're about to summon, we'll link with Ralph from Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, very cool.
And so each link acts, sort of works in its own different way. So the way that Ralph will work is that you can set blocks up in the level. So you'll see, start building up some blocks here, and they will effectively stop the enemies in their tracks. You can see those searchlights will sort of like home in on them. There you go. And once you've built up a number of them, Ralph will do his thing, basically.
How many of them do? Oh, here we go.
There you go, yeah.
Nice. That seems very useful. So are you always in control of Sora?
Yes,
Okay.
well, for the majority of the game, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
One of the other links that I didn't talk about there was that Ariel was also selectable from The Little Mermaid.
Okay. Very cool.
It's very cool.
So is the ability to have 5 people in your party, that's a change from previous Kingdom Hearts?
That's a change. In previous Kingdom Hearts games, we've had 2, potentially 3.
Right.
But now we've got, 2 as in addition to Sora.
I see.
And now we've got like 4 of them with him now.
Yeah.
And one of the other transformations here, Keyblade transformations, is that once you've selected the Monsters Inc. Keyblade, it transforms into the Agile Claws, which then can transform further into the Twin Yo-Yos, which I'm particularly fond of.
Can you speak to these fireworks, these rockets here?
Yeah, of course I can. So right now, effectively, when you and Buzz attack together at the same time, you have the option to summon this Rocket Ruckus, and it kind of it becomes its own little mini game. You can spin around, attack different things, and there's a finishing move there, which is really, really cool.
All right, so we're seeing a lot of combat here. How do we go about actually completing the mission?
Progressing the story?
Yeah.
So basically, as I said, so the army men in the previous cutscene had explained to the team that they need to go to Galaxy Toys, a toy shop, to try and find out what's happening next. So we're gonna go through a street here, and we've done that, and we get to Galaxy Toys.
Okay. Yeah, we started out in Andy's room. We went out to the street. Like, how big is this world? This Toy Story world? Like,
Toy Story, it's huge. I can't say too much about how long it will be. I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
Sure.
But there's a lot to it.
Okay. Have you revealed who the boss of this world is?
No, we
Or
haven't
is
revealed it. So
you're
that,
holding
again,
that
things
back?
like that we're going to keep very, very secret and wrapped up until the game launches.
I see. Well, we do see Galaxy Toys here. I think we're going
Yes, yeah,
into
that's
this
right.
new
Yeah,
environment.
yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of recognizable characters in each world.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah. I mean, you can see, as well as Buzz and Woody joining your team, people like Rex and Ham are also
Right.
in the story as well. And so some of these toys are going to not so good, little bit evil, and they're going to try and attack us here. They're called the Gigas. They're huge mech machines, basically.
I see.
I think we can skip the cutscene here, so we can go straight through into gameplay and show you guys the Gigas. A short tutorial there. So whenever you enter like a new mini game in Kingdom Hearts, you'll always get a short tutorial just to let you know how to play, because the game it features so many different ways of playing.
Yeah.
Like this is basically a first-person shooter now, which is completely different to what we've been seeing the past few minutes.
So as you move to all these different worlds, players are really going to experience a lot of different types of game mechanics.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. So here, like I said, it turns into a first-person shooter, and you basically just have to shoot the Heartless down. They've taken on these, jumped into these robots as well. And actually, Sora can jump out of robots whenever he wants and jump into another one. But it's probably not the best time for it. Oh, okay, we're going to go for it.
So in addition to all of the recognizable Disney and Pixar characters, are there recurring just Kingdom Hearts original characters from previous games?
There are indeed, yeah. We've shown a few of them off in some of the trailers, like at E3, for example. And we saw a glimpse there just before we skipped the cutscene of a bad guy from previous Kingdom Hearts games who's returning. And we'll see plenty more of those as we get closer to launch as well. We'll unveil a few more, I'm sure.
I see. So, longtime Kingdom Hearts fans, they've been waiting for a long time for this game. It's still going to feel natural to them. It's going to feel.
It absolutely feels like a Kingdom Hearts game should do, and it has. There's some magic there being shown off as well. But there'll be lots of recurring characters from the series, and lots of familiar faces, as well as the Disney characters who we've all grown up to love as well.
So Donald and Goofy and other characters that are in your party, they all act on their own automatically?
They do, yeah, but there are certain options you can flick to sort of set up how they act effectively, kind of tweak their AI.
I see. Interesting. Yeah. So how's this battle going for us?
I think it's going very well. I mean, we're having to heal, but that's okay. But I think eventually, Sora, again, here we can see the verticality of the world and the fact that Sora can run up pretty much everything he wants to. But eventually, I mean, it's much easier once you get back into the robots to try and finish the fight off.
Yeah. When given the option, probably use the robot suit.
Yes,
I think so.
absolutely.
That's-
And actually, if you can see it, there's a hidden Mickey. I don't know if you can see it in the background on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there's like another mini game throughout Kingdom Hearts 3. You've got to try and find all of those in each world.
What in that will, if you find them, you can start.
There may be some prizes.
There
to
may
be
be
won.
some
Maybe,
prizes.
maybe.
Okay, yeah. What's the sort of like? Are there lots of secrets to find? Collectibles or?
It's as with all like Kingdom Hearts games, there's going to be so many different things to find out and discover. We won't talk too much about those, but
Sure.
that's just one of the examples of things that we will see.
I see. On all the around the environments on the walls and stuff, there's this sort of ripple that's sort of like floating up. What is that?
So that
signify?
white ripple effect effectively it basically tells you that Sora can run up that wall.
Oh, okay.
And again, it lends itself to, it talks about the verticality of each level as well, and how tall the whole world is, and how big everything like seems to be.
Yeah.
Like I know Sora is meant to be a small toy here, but it is a huge world.
Yeah. Are we going to end up seeing the boss here in this demo, or is that something
we
you're
will
holding
not see.
back?
We're
Okay.
going to hold that back. Yeah.
I'm trying to think who the boss would be in the Toy Story world.
Well, like I said, we got a small hint of a bad guy earlier
Yeah.
in the thing, and he wore the black cloak. And again, people who have played previous Kingdom Hearts games will be well aware of who that is. But like I said, even if you haven't played a Kingdom Hearts game before, not to worry. He looks like a bad guy. You know he's the bad guy.
Yeah, it's
you have
pretty
to
clear.
go for him. Exactly. Yeah.
Bad guys wear black.
Basically, yeah.
That's true. Well, it's very cool. You must be very excited to finally be able to share the game with all the fans
We're
out there.
so excited. We've seen such a positive reaction from
Yeah.
all the Kingdom Hearts fans, and we really want other people who haven't played Kingdom Hearts before, especially people on Xbox who haven't had the chance to play
Yeah,
it
for
before,
sure.
to please jump in and play it and give it a chance. And I think there's something there for everyone to love.
Yeah. And you guys are kind of kicking off the new year. You guys are out January 29th.
January 29th, it's going to be on Xbox One, it's going to be on PS4.
Very cool. Thank you so much for coming by the IGN stage.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Stay tuned. More to come from Gamescom 2018 right here on IGN Live after this.